What's going on, Apollonauts? Welcome back. You probably weren't expecting to see me, but there's been a lot of controversy regarding Yu-Gi-Oh! And I feel like I need to step in. I do want to keep in touch with you guys once in a while until I'm ready to come back to do whatever I decide to do. Yeah, the game's dying. We know. So I don't really have a structure for this. I'm not going to edit it. I'm not going to use fancy visuals or nothing. This is just raw Apollo, and here it is. The game needs to be fixed, for sure. How can we fix that? Well, you got 3 different points we got to fix it from. Collector, casual, and competitive. And I guess the 4th one, because you kind of have to have a category that pertains to all 3 as well. For collectors, stop reprinting so much. Stop. It's simple. Stop. You don't need to reprint Edge and Chain after we just have 7 printings of them. You know what I mean? Stop printing cards. Yeah, it was fun. The idea of it was pretty good up until like the last 2. Like, yeah, there was amazing alternative arts and quarter century secret rares, but everything else, you just reprinted a whole bunch of stuff you could have saved for the reprint sets later on instead of giving us a smaller set with the cards we do want. They still would have sold out. They still would have sold. Yeah, so for collectors, stop hurting their collections. So when they have like a 20-year-old Ghost Rare that is good for older formats, they should be able to sell that card for $200, $300, $400. They held on to it for so long. It's not just the value of the card anymore. It's the time they put into making sure it's maintained. Yeah, I said it. Collectors should have value in their old cards. Yeah, if you reprint, let's say, Plague Spreader Zombie, you reprint that, the high max rarity is still going to be worth something. But now, in a reprint set, you got a super or maybe just a rare printing of it for newer players to go back and play Ederson. Doesn't seem too complicated. Now, for the casuals, we need something that we can relate to. So, an anime. Everyone's saying an anime, but check this out. So, I haven't played Paper Yu-Gi-Oh! In months. I play Master Duel sometimes, but mainly I started doing Duel Links. Duel Links has been the most fun way to play Yu-Gi-Oh! For me the last month. And here's why. The meta's not overly complicated. You have characters you're familiar with. The sets that are out are pretty good. Like, they're releasing Desbia, but it's not going to be groundbreaking. It's still the same speed format, so turns don't take as long. Duels in general don't take as long. Like, if I'm about to lose, I'm willing to sit there and take the loss just to see what he's about to do, if he's about to pull off something that I could think about doing later, or just see where I went wrong at. It's not like Master Duel, like, you wait 10 minutes for them to set up a board of the same monsters that everyone else does, just for you to play your card, get ashed, play the next card, get Empire, and then you just quit. There's a big difference right now. And I think that's what Yu-Gi-Oh! Really needs. They need a ban list similar to the Duel Links ban list in conjunction with the traditional ban list. Now, let's say you have your traditional ban list, which needs an overhaul. They just need to ban a whole bunch of cards. Just a whole bunch. But let's say you obviously can't ban the cards that people are still chasing or wanting to use. I get that. I get it. So how about we put stuff into the 3 category, like Duel Links? In case you guys don't know, it means every card that has a 3 by its name means you can only use 3 cards that have that 3. Now, you can use 3 copies, obviously, but say if IP, SP, and what's a good one? Engraver. They were all at 3. That means in total you can only have 3 copies of all the cards put together. I think that'd be great. Maybe not that example. SP and IP, put them at 1. No, actually, put them at 1. Put them at 1. Yes. That way you can only play one or the other. There's no longer quick linking into SP on your opponent's turn to disrupt them, or, you know, you see what I'm saying? Like, I told you guys, it's not going to be edited. This is raw, so, like, I may do some crazy, weird stuff like this and interrupt myself, but, there needs to be an additional ban list like that, and at least until the ban list can get figured out permanently. Because you got 2, maybe sometimes upwards of 4 sets before we get a ban list. And that does not help. The ban list need to be every 3 months on the dot, or you need to have a separate ban list to say, hey, you can even bring back Barone and Appaloosa. You can just be like, okay, you can use one or the other, but you can't use both. And you can do that for a lot of different cards. Like, you can even put hand traps at 3, like some of the biggest ones. Like, you can put Pirellia and Fualos at 3, meaning you can't run 6 of them. You can only choose 3, whether it's 2 Fualos, 1 Pirellia, or 2 Pirellia, 1 Fualos, or just 3 of each, or one or the other. But yeah, start doing stuff like that. That's going to help balance the game, because you're not going to affect lower tier decks who, may use these cards, but mainly are just using their in archetype cards to gain advantage. So like a lot of these decks, like Lunalight and stuff, they can climb up there. Like Lightsworn, perfect example of a deck that really doesn't use hand traps. They just use their archetype. I mean, sometimes we'll use Tyr and Horus, but those decks that people love to play because they're fun, they're addictive, they're huge fan favorites. You can't really play them because you got all these different hand traps, and people are running 18 to 21, and it's crazy. So yeah, I think a good way to fix the game is to do something about that, whether it be implementing a separate ban list, giving the ban list a complete overhaul, or just fixing these hand traps, right? Because yeah, they help the new players, but you gotta think, a lot of these new players don't even have all these hand traps because they're still kind of expensive, and they really just don't know about them yet. So maybe we should start honestly putting hand traps to 2. I'm just saying, complete overhaul. No more running 3 Ash Blossoms, 3 Imperms, 3 Ogres, 3 Veilers, and so on and so forth. Any way you slice it, whichever one, Duel Links ban list or just overhauling our ban list, something needs to be done. And that's going to help the casuals and the competitive players. But for the competitive players specifically, they do need better pricing. And if you're not going to do cash, do something else. How many rice cookers can we have? Y'all we're not even eating rice every day like that. Maybe in the OCG, I get that, Asian culture. But what about the rest of us? We don't need 7 rice cookers. We don't need 11 switches. And if you're going to give us some sort of electronic, at least give us like some Alienware or something that we can honestly use or sell for, a band and a half, 2 bands or something. You can't give cash pricing because it's the will of the creator. That's understandable. But you got to give better pricing. Maybe even like whoever wins nationals, be like, next year we're designing the set. We would like your input. Do you have a specific card in mind that you want to create or try to bring into fruition in the set? We can have a research and development team, balance it out, make sure everything's equalized. But give them something like that. Like this video was inspired by Heart of the Pack's newest podcast episode, by the way. So a lot of the points are going to be trampled over and resaid. Full arts, another thing that Sparkman in his video was saying. That's a perfect idea because a lot of people don't like them, a lot of people do. But you're getting the option to get a full art card, and your option is to sell it or keep it. If you like them, keep it. If you don't like it, sell it. That can make you a lot of money back for investing in a deck that is just going to get eaten by the ban list in 3 to 5 months. So yeah, Yugioh is dying. It really is. I haven't played. I know other people haven't played who haven't touched Paper Yu-Gi-Oh! And that is really sad because that is their legacy. But there are ways to fix it. You just got to take control, Konami. Take control. Be more transparent. Don't be afraid to butcher the ban list or butcher the game because you're trying to figure out the best way to do the ban list. Like that's okay. We get it. We get it. We'll understand if you're trying to experiment with stuff to make the game better, but you're doing the same old, and it's ruining the game. It really is. Another thing that could be done is stop printing. Okay, main sets, 9 cards, right? Stop putting 9 cards in a pack. Take out like 20% of the fillers, just erase them from the game. People don't play them anyway. And then what you can do is, if you have a set that has 12, 10 different ultra rares, right? Reduce that number to like 6 or 7. And here's what's that going to do. Put those that would be ultra rares as a super rare. Then when you're ready to reprint these 10s at the end of the year, you got all these super rares you can give higher printing rarities to. Because I kind of remember how you did Mirror Jade a little bit dirty. Yes, you did give it a Starlight, but when you reprinted it in a Battles of Legends set, it was an ultra rare, the same as it came from the structure deck. So I think if you give cards a starting point as a super rare, more of them per set, not only will that increase the desire to, pull a certain super rare, but you can reprint all of these super rares into an ultra rare or higher at the end of the year. And if you're doing 3 to 4 sets like that a year, that's like 10 to 12 cards that you can add to the upgrade rarity pool. I'm just saying, it's just an idea. Like, I'm doing this like out of the blue, shot in the dark type stuff, so I may not be giving good examples, but if you think about what I'm saying and like put your best example into it, you'll probably get it. Anyway, guys, about me, I'm doing good. Doing some else for YouTube. Almost at 3,000 subs, making money off it actually. Yeah, so I don't know when I'm going to come back to Yu-Gi-Oh! I do love it, but I'm not going to do pack openings no more. I might do them once in a while, but I think I'm going to do like dueling content, lore type stuff, ideas and stuff like that. It'll be soon though, sooner than I thought probably. I'm doing like other type of content for YouTube. If you know, you know, and I've been getting like $700 a month for it. So it's starting to pay off, and it's climbing. So eventually, once I take care of stuff at home, my wife has been doing better. She's gotten a few appointments. She's been struggling with POTS and EDS. Very, very hard on her, mentally and physically. But yeah, things are starting to come into fruition. I haven't been playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Outside of like media. But yeah, guys, that's about it for me. Expect a new episode sometime, maybe within a month or two, with me coming back, and you might see a whole new me, to be honest. You might see a whole new me. But anyway, guys, until that time, have fun dueling, stay safe, and I'll catch you on the next video. This might be like a weird, ugly, distorted, disorganized, chaotic video, but like I said, it's raw, unfiltered. It's me.